Did you think getting a cat would be all cuddles, naps, and cute Instagram moments? Oh, we thought so too. Until the 3 a.m. zoomies kicked in, the judgmental stares began, and the furniture mysteriously shredded itself. Cats are full of charm, but also full of surprises. So, if you're thinking of adopting or already living with a furry little emperor, here are 21 things I wish I knew before getting a cat. And if you're ready to laugh, learn, and maybe rethink your couch choices, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And make sure to stick around because what you don't know can ruin your furniture, your sleep, and maybe even your snacks. Let's get into it. Number 21. Cats get bored. Fast. Did you think cats were lazy because they sleep 16 hours a day? Think again. When that nap ends, your feline roommate turns into an undercover adventurer, and boredom is their worst enemy. A cat without stimulation is like a genius stuck in a traffic jam, agitated, restless, and looking for something, anything to do. That's when your curtain becomes a climbing wall, or your ankles become their target practice. See, your whiskered pal may not need constant attention, but they do need options. From window perches to puzzle toys, variety is everything. Because when a cat doesn't have an outlet for their natural curiosity and energy, they'll make their own fun, and your furniture pays the price. And unlike humans, cats don't fake it. If they're bored, they show it. Loudly, dramatically, destructively. But don't worry, this is just the beginning. Because even if you've solved the boredom riddle, your next surprise comes in the box. Or rather, which box? Number 20. Litter isn't one size fits all. Have you ever walked into a bathroom, caught a whiff of a weird scent, and thought, nope, not doing this today? Guess what? Your feline feels exactly the same. Choosing a litter isn't about what you think smells clean. It's about what your kitty's delicate nose and paws approve of. Some won't tolerate anything perfumed. Others hate the grainy, sandy feel. And if the litter clumps wrong or sticks to their feet, it's personal. You might suddenly find little protests left just outside the box. Not a mystery, just a firm feline review. 1 star will not use again. It's like giving someone scratchy toilet paper and expecting gratitude. Cats are clean freaks, and when their bathroom doesn't feel right, they stop using it. Fast. So, test textures, ditch the strong scents, and always keep it fresh. A happy litter box makes a happy cat, and a way less frustrated human. Now on to the next, where things start getting a little more physical, especially when your breakables meet gravity. Number 19. Cat. Proofing your house is real. Ever wonder what it's like to live with a curious acrobat who has no sense of personal boundaries, or gravity? Because that's exactly what you're signing up for with a cat in the house. We're talking about a creature who thinks your kitchen shelf is a jungle gym and your phone charger is a chewy snack. Cat-proofing isn't just a Pinterest trend, it's a survival strategy. You don't leave a candle burning, a vase perched on the edge, or a plant unguarded unless you're emotionally ready to say goodbye to it. Felines use their paws the way humans use curiosity and chaos, recklessly and with flair. And don't even get me started on plastic bags, cords, or anything that crinkles. If it moves or dangles, it's a toy. If it stands tall, it's a target. Living with a cat means rethinking your entire definition of safe place. And once you've secured the breakables, brace yourself. Because no matter how much you clean, somehow their fur shows up. Number 18. Fur will be everywhere, even places they've never been. Ever found hair in your lunch and thought, how is this possible? You didn't see whiskers near your plate, but somehow their fluffy little DNA is sprinkled on your sandwich like seasoning. Welcome to the furry paradox of living with a cat. It's not just shedding, it's an invasion. You'll find fur on your couch, your clothes, your toothbrush, your keyboard, even places your feline friend hasn't physically visited. It floats, it clings, and it's basically glitter with attitude. You'll vacuum daily and still lose the battle. Lint rollers? stock up, and don't even think about wearing black unless you're emotionally prepared. But here's the twist. Some cats shed more when stressed or bored, so that extra layer of fluff coating your pillowcase might be trying to tell you something. Their fur isn't just fur, it's a message, a subtle signal that more might be going on under the surface. And speaking of subtle signals, have you ever noticed how that little furball always seems to be watching you? Let's talk about that next. Number 17. They know when you're watching. Have you ever felt like someone's watching you, only to turn and see two glowing eyes peeking from behind the curtain? That's not your imagination. It's feline surveillance at its finest. Cats are silent observers. They study routines, body language, even the way you open a can of tuna. One glance from you can signal dinner time, cuddle time, or don't touch me time, depending on how they've decoded your patterns. Unlike dogs who wear their hearts on their paws, cats prefer the role of private investigator. They notice when you're upset. They track when you leave the room, and they absolutely remember where you hid the treats last week. Living with a cat is like having a tiny roommate who never speaks, but somehow knows all your secrets. And yes, that weird little stare from across the hallway? That's not random, that's strategy. But here's the twist. Once you realize you're being watched, can you train the watcher, or will they train you first? Number 16. You can train a cat, but only if they feel like it. Have you ever tried convincing someone who thinks they're royalty to follow your instructions? That's what training a cat is like. Yes, cats can learn commands, tricks, even routines. But unlike dogs, who crave praise, felines demand incentives. You're not giving orders, you're negotiating terms. Clicker training works wonders. But it's less about control and more about cooperation. And don't expect overnight miracles. It might take 10 treats and 3 days of staring before your feline decides the task is worth their time. Think of it like training a roommate who naps 16 hours a day and only shows up for snacks. The key is consistency, and understanding that motivation must come from them. When your cat chooses to learn, it's like unlocking a secret level of your bond. But don't get too comfortable in teacher mode just yet. Because here's the twist. Not every feline student even wants to sit in your lap to begin with. Let's talk about that next. If any of these moments had you nodding and thinking, "Wow, I wish someone told me that sooner," you're not alone. Getting a cat is a journey full of surprises, from the hilarious to the downright baffling. So tell us, what's something you wish you knew before bringing your furball home? Share your "I had no idea" moment in the comments. We read everyone, and your stories always remind us, every cat journey is one of a kind. Let's swap lessons, laughs, and maybe a few confessions. For now, let's talk about number 15. Not all cats want to be held. Ever wondered if your cat's giving you the cold shoulder when you try to pick them up? Here's the thing. Just like us, cats have personal space preferences. Some are natural lap cats, ready to snuggle up at any given moment, while others treat being held like an Olympic event they're definitely not competing in. It's not that they don't like you, far from it. It's about respecting their boundaries. Think of it like us humans. Some people love hugs, others just want a high five. It's all about what makes them feel comfortable. So next time your feline friend gives you the side eye when you reach for them, remember, they're just being themselves, not trying to reject you. With patience, you'll learn what makes them tick. But hold on, if you think that's surprising, wait till we talk about the infamous cat zoomies. They're loud, wild, and totally normal. Trust us, you haven't experienced true chaos until you've seen this in action. Number 14. Cat zoomies are real and loud. Ever wondered why your sweet little house panther transforms into a blurry streak of chaos just as you're about to fall asleep? Here's what you need to know. Zoomies aren't random. They're a built-in burst of instinct, left over from wild ancestors who'd sprint to burn off nervous energy or celebrate a successful hunt. Now, your carpet is the jungle, and 3 a.m. is prime time. It's not mischief. It's maintenance. These wild laps around the furniture help your feline reset physically and emotionally. And if you try stopping it, good luck. Containing a cat in zoomy mode is like telling a dream not to happen. Unlike humans who need coffee to wake up, cats go from nap to NASCAR in seconds. And yes, those midnight sprints on hardwood floors will absolutely sound like a herd of elephants. But here's the twist. Those zoomies might actually be linked to something deeper than energy. Because the very next sign you'll notice, your cat doesn't just move, they feel. Let's talk about that next. Number 13, they can sense your mood. Have you ever wondered if your feline friend is a little psychic? Turns out, they might be more in tune with your emotions than you think. Just like humans, cats pick up on subtle changes in energy, whether you're stressed, happy, or feeling a bit down. It's fascinating, really. Cats are experts at reading body language and tone. If you're feeling anxious or sad, your little companion can sense it and may act a little differently. They might seek comfort by curling up next to you or, on the flip side, withdraw and give you some space when they feel your tension. It's their way of offering comfort or protecting their own peace. Think of it as a sixth sense, no words needed. But much like us, cats can also mirror our moods. When you're happy, they might feel it too and become more playful. This emotional tuning isn't just heartwarming, it helps strengthen the bond you share. But while they can sense your mood, what's next? What about their own little food preferences? Number 12. Wet food versus dry food wars. Ever wonder why your little furball refuses to eat one kind of food but devours the other? Well, that's no accident. When it comes to feeding time, cats are incredibly picky. Sometimes it's not just about taste, but texture. Wet food versus dry food is a real battlefield. A cat can be perfectly content with their kibble one day and then suddenly turn up their nose at it the next. It's not being fussy, it's personal. They may just prefer the feel of the wet food or find the dry stuff too crunchy. Cats can be that way with a lot of things, but food is a serious business. And this can lead to some dramatic hunger strikes if you try switching things up too quickly. Just like humans, they have their own food preferences and routines. Keep it consistent or be prepared for a dramatic standoff. And speaking of standoffs, ever thought about how much a single vet visit can cost? Well, let's just say it might surprise you. Number 11. One vet visit can cost more than you'd think. Have you ever wondered what your cat's health really costs? Sure, they're adorable, but did you know that one unexpected vet visit can set you back more than you might think? Whether it's a surprise illness, a dental issue, or an emergency, these trips can add up fast. And let's not forget, cats tend to hide their discomfort until it's pretty serious. Imagine finding out that the cost of their treatment is more than you anticipated. It can be a real budget shock. Just like humans, a little preventative care goes a long way. So having pet insurance or an emergency savings fund is essential to avoid breaking the bank. And speaking of those pearly whites, your feline's dental health is just as important as theirs. Think about it. A human's dental care routine is crucial, so why should we expect any less from our furry friends? Get ready, because next, we're diving into a key factor for keeping your kitty healthy. Number 10. Cats need dental care. Who ever noticed how your feline's smile can be more mischievous than sweet? It might be hiding something, a silent dental issue. Just like us, cats can suffer from plaque, tartar, and even gum disease. If you've never thought about brushing their tiny teeth, now's the time. But here's the catch. Most cats aren't exactly thrilled with the idea of someone poking around in their mouths. It might take time to get them used to the idea, and even then, there's no guarantee they'll be on board. That said, dental treats can help ease the process, and some cats actually love them. But let's be honest. Just like people, our feline friends can be picky about their hygiene habits. So, while you're thinking about how to keep their teeth sparkling, don't forget, there's more to a healthy cat than just dental care. Stay tuned for the next essential tip on why scratching posts might be more important than you think. Number 9. Not all scratching posts are equal. Have you ever wondered why your cat prefers your couch over their scratching post? It's not about disobedience, it's about comfort and functionality. Not all scratching posts are created equal. And trust us, your feline friend knows the difference. If it's too short, wobbly, or made of the wrong material, your cat won't think twice before ignoring it in favor of your furniture. Think of it like a human choosing between a comfy sofa and a rickety chair. We'd make the same choice. So what makes the perfect scratching post? It needs to be sturdy, tall, and made from materials that mimic what cats naturally scratch in the wild, like sisal or cardboard. When you provide them with the right kind of post, you'll save your furniture and keep your cat entertained for hours. And speaking of time spent together, let's talk about how you may never get a moment of peace in the bathroom again. Number 8. You might never pee alone again. Ever wondered if privacy is truly a luxury in your home? Because let me tell you, if you're a cat parent, the bathroom might become a social gathering spot, and not in the way you'd expect. That's right, many felines have this quirky habit of joining you in the bathroom. No, it's not an accident, and yes, it's intentional. For your furry friend, your bathroom breaks are quality bonding time, whether you want it or not. Think about it. You close the door, and suddenly there's that one small paw sliding it open as if saying, "You're not going anywhere without me." It's a little like how we might crave some personal space. But sometimes, the emotional connection for cats is so deep that they simply don't want to be apart from their favorite humans, even during the most personal moments. But hold on. Just wait until you find out the next surprise. Cats have a funny way of making every moment about them. Number 7. They might choose one favorite human. Ever felt like you're doing everything for your cat, only to realize they've chosen someone else to follow around? It stings a little, right? Well, welcome to Cat Logic. It's not personal, it's just how they operate. Cats are incredibly independent creatures, and they tend to pick the human that aligns with their own personality. Maybe it's the way you've nurtured them, or maybe it's your calming energy they're drawn to. And just like us, they bond in their own unique way. It's the cat version of "you can't please everyone." Sometimes, even after all the love you give, they still gravitate toward another. But don't worry, it's not about rejection, it's just how they operate. They pick who feels like their safe space, intrigued by how these emotional shifts can shape their behavior. Let's dive deeper. Number 6. Cats grieve. 2. Have you ever noticed your feline friend acting a bit off? Maybe they've suddenly become distant, stopped eating, or withdrawn after a change in the home. It's not just your imagination. Cats can grieve, just like we do. Whether it's the loss of a pet sibling, a shift in their environment, or a change in your routine, they feel those emotional changes deeply. While we humans might express grief in tears or conversations, our furry companions internalize it. You might see them become more reclusive, lose interest in play, or even have a decrease in appetite. Understanding this emotional side of cats is crucial for maintaining their well-being through transitions. It's not always obvious, but cats can carry a heavy heart when something they love is lost. Now, while this behavior is often heart-wrenching, it also teaches us about how emotionally in tune our little ones really are. Stay tuned, though, because this emotional depth doesn't just stop here. Let's dive into what happens when they get a little too sneaky. Number 5. They can be little thieves. Have you ever noticed your favorite hair tie or sock mysteriously vanish? Chances are, your feline friend is the culprit. Cats are notorious for swiping small items like earbuds, jewelry, or even a stray pencil. It's not mischief for mischief's sake. They're just doing what comes naturally: hunting. In the wild, they'd stash food or treasures to keep them safe. Inside, they do the same, claiming your belongings as their own little stash. It's their way of marking territory, or simply entertaining themselves when boredom strikes. Now, if you've ever walked into a room only to find your cat proudly perched with your missing sock in their mouth, you know exactly what I mean. It's their secret way of saying, "This is mine now." And let's be real, even though it's frustrating, it's kind of adorable. Now, speaking of things your cat keeps hidden, did you know they actually have a secret language all their own? Number 4. Cats have a secret language. Ever wondered if your cat is trying to tell you something without speaking a single word? Cats speak a language of their own, and trust me, it's far more nuanced than you think. A slow blink could be a love letter, while a twitch of their tail is a warning sign. Even the way they hold their ears reveals how they're feeling in the moment. You see, unlike us humans who rely on words, cats communicate with every little movement. It's their own silent film where the actions say everything. You've probably caught your cat staring at you intensely and wondered what on earth that meant. Is it affection or a demand for food? Well, it could be both. Cats have an incredibly sophisticated way of expressing themselves through body language, and once you get the hang of it, you'll feel more in sync with them than ever. But here's the catch. Sometimes they still leave us puzzled. Number 3, you'll spend more time Googling their behavior than you ever thought possible. Ever wonder why your furry friend suddenly starts staring at the wall like it's the most interesting thing in the world? You'd think you've seen it all, but every day with a cat is full of new mysteries. You'll find yourself Googling their strange behaviors more than you'd ever expect. Meowing at the ceiling, sitting on your laptop just to block your work, these quirky moments make you feel like there's always something you missed, like they're holding secrets only they understand. Cats are just naturally mysterious, and they're experts in keeping us on our toes. Sometimes it's not about mischief. Sometimes they just need a moment to stretch their inner detective skills. Just like how humans can't always explain the random things we do, your feline friend has its own unspoken reasons for these odd actions. But here's the thing. No matter how much you Google, there will always be more unanswered questions. And let's be honest, that's half the fun, right? But sometimes, no matter what you do, they'll still do their own thing. Number 2, you can do everything right. And they'll still do whatever they want. Have you ever planned your day down to the last detail only to find that your cat has other ideas? It's a classic paradox. No matter how well you take care of them, how perfectly their space is arranged, or how many toys you buy, they still find a way to do whatever they want. Cats are not just pets, they're independent little monarchs. You could give them the grandest palace, but that won't stop them from making their own rules. In fact, it's often the unpredictability that makes them so endearing. Just like humans, they have their own moods and desires, and they'll assert them when they feel like it. So, no matter how prepared you are, you'll always be living on the edge of feline chaos. But here's the twist. This is what makes the next fact so incredibly special. Number 1. When they love you, it's life-changing. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to be chosen by a cat? It's not about grand gestures, but the quiet, subtle moments that pack the biggest punch. When a feline companion decides to trust you, it's like nothing else in the world. They don't announce it with a roar or make a scene. They simply curl up next to you or nudge you with their head. It's a small gesture, but one that speaks volumes. This silent bond, built on mutual trust and understanding, is unlike any human relationship. It's not about control, it's about coexistence, letting each other into your worlds without a word. And when that bond is formed, it's life-changing. You'll find yourself understanding your little companion's moods and quirks, and they'll become a bigger part of your heart than you ever expected. But this love isn't always easy to earn. And there's one thing I wish I'd known that could have helped me get there sooner, is that to earn more patience to get to know them better. Here's the truth. Getting a cat isn't just about adopting a pet. It's about embracing a new world of quirks and surprises. The more you learn about your feline companion, the more you'll realize just how unique and special their needs are. If you're feeling frustrated with some of their behaviors, remember, it's part of the journey. By understanding them better and adjusting your habits, you'll create a stronger, more harmonious bond. It's all about learning and growing together. So take a breath. You're on the right path. If you're ready to dive deeper into the cat world and improve your relationship, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, so you never miss a moment of the cat wisdom from us coming your way.